Saya, Cikgu Habibah. Kita ada 72 siri pembelajaran untuk dipelajari. Murid-murid dah bersedia untuk belajar? Jika sudah bersedia, mari kita belajar sekarang. Kali ini, kita akan belajar subjek Bahasa Inggeris. Jom kita belajar.
Hi everyone, I am Teacher Yasmin. Today, we are going to learn about adjective. In this lesson, you will learn about order of adjective, comparative adjective, and superlative adjective. So, are you ready? Are you ready to learn about adjective? Let's get started. First, let me explain to you what is adjective. Adjective is a word that is used to describe a noun. Let me explain it to you. Blue, big, tall, happy. These are a few examples of adjective. Adjective is used to describe more about the noun, about the person, animals, or things. Usually, adjective will be used before noun. You can describe a noun using more than one adjective. In such cases, we use this order of adjective. Do you know their order? The following are the order of adjective: quantity, quality, size, age, shape, and lastly, color. Let's look at the example for better understanding. A clever young man. Clever and young both are adjective. However, clever is an opinion in adjective. Young is the age in adjective. So, according to the order of adjective, we will mention clever, then followed by young. Another example, a big blue ball. In this sentence, the adjective big referring to the size of the adjective. Meanwhile, blue is the color for the adjective. The adjective big will be mentioned first, followed by blue. Next, let's learn about comparative adjective. In comparative adjective, we will compare two nouns. These adjectives are formed by adding er to the adjective. However, if the adjective cannot be added with er, we will use more or less. Now, let's learn to make sentences using comparative adjective. To make comparative adjective in a sentence, we will use noun, followed by their verb, comparative adjective, then, and lastly, noun that referring to the object of the sentence. Did you get that? For better understanding, let's look at the examples. Rahman is shorter than Amin. After using comparative adjective in the sentence, we will add than. Another example. My brother is taller than me. Next, moving on to superlative adjective. Superlative adjective is used to compare more than two nouns. To form superlative adjective, we will add est at the end of the adjective. If we cannot add est at the end of the adjective, we will use the most or the least. Next, let's learn to make sentences using superlative adjective. Noun, followed by their verbs, we must add the, then followed by the superlative adjective, and lastly, we need to mention about the object or the noun in the sentence. Here are the examples. Amin is the tallest student in school. As you can see, we are comparing not more than 2 people. So, superlative adjective will be applied in the sentence. Next, he is the strongest player. Before adding the superlative adjective, we will use the in the sentence. He is the subject of the sentence. Is the verb to be, followed by the, and add superlative adjective, and lastly, player are referring to the object in the sentence. Let's look how to compare regular comparison of adjective. In regular adjective, for comparative adjective, we will only add er. Meanwhile, in the superlative adjective, we will add est. For example, high will become higher in comparative adjective and highest in the superlative adjective. Cold will become colder, and in superlative adjective, it will become coldest. However, if we cannot add er or est, we will use the word more or most. For example, famous. In comparative adjective, we will use more famous. In superlative adjective, we will use most famous. Hardworking, more hardworking, and in superlative adjective, we will use most hardworking. Lastly, irregular comparison of adjective. The spelling for the comparative adjective and superlative adjective will completely change. For example, good. In comparative, it becomes better, while in superlative, it will become best. Bad will become worse, and in superlative adjective, it will become worse. Next, a little. To use it in comparative adjective, we will use less. And in superlative adjective, we will use least. Lastly, many, we will use more in comparative adjective and most in superlative adjective. So, we had come to the end of the lesson. I hope you still can remember adjective, their order of adjective, comparative adjective, and superlative adjective. I also hope I already helped you to make sentences in comparative adjective and superlative adjective. That's all for today. Goodbye.